Hello. The DM has already broken, guys. We literally have been live for seconds, and I am already broken. Hi, everybody. It's wonderful.
You're funny.
See you all. Yes. Wonderful to see you. Meet Popsicle Imp. Hi, this is Rums of the Wild, and I completely forgot to bring up my announcement sheet.
All right, we're prepared this morning. You can tell by the late start.
Realms of the Wild.
Give me a second here.
Oh boy.
Today I am a cat.
I just started drinking my coffee too.
Coffee is the devil?
Everything actually updated?
What?
Elias? Yeah, okay.
Everything's updated. You're good to go. It's not
hi,
much.
Everybody. You just got to see a little of the behind the scenes there. Welcome to Rums of the Wild, our custom open legend RPG adventure set in a very bizarre and messed up version of the Breath of the Wild universe. Last week we met a Nope monster, and we'll get to that in a second. First things first, if you're a new viewer, you may not realize this is happening. If you are a regular viewer of Zelda universe content, you are very aware of our reward system. We call them rupees. You earn them just for watching our shows, and you can use them to redeem a lot of different things. For this show specifically, you can do everything from basically working with me to build an NPC. You can give the players legend points, rerolls, and even health potions and things like that, so that they don't die from the Nope monster we're going to deal with. So we're actually going to be expanding that a little bit for a couple new shows are now going to have rupee incentives. So the Twilight Realm, which is hosted by Alex, right?
No, that's Laughing Boy, LP, Caboose, Dark Pyros, and Rude Dude Jude. Those guys. Friday nights.
Okay. So the Twilight Realm, which I obviously watch every single week.
You watch it every week.
And Running Blind with Amanda. I know Running Blind is Amanda, because I actually do watch that. Because Amanda is adorable to watch play games that she's never played before.
You must be this adorable for Jodie to care.
Yeah, it's why Elias and I have such a combative attitude.
What? Why? Are you calling me not adorable, sir?
I think your adorableness comes and goes.
Wait, hang on. I got a golden apple somewhere around here you can fight over, you guys. Hang on.
That's good. I need the calories.
I actually do.
I don't think eating a golden apple is particularly full of calories.
No, I was making a Greek myths reference. God.
Good joke,
Miss Dale.
10 of 10.
So yeah, check out when you're watching the stream, there should be a little like box. If you click on it, it'll show you the different incentives available. And like I said, if you are watching this on YouTube or you're watching it video on demand, tune in live because your redemptions can literally affect the game. We've had redemptions that have brought people from almost death to full health. We have had redemptions that have, turned into like 42 and 78 rolls and stuff like that. So, you can affect the game.
You saved a
in
potential
positive,
TPK
in
by
ways
my
that
hand.
help the players and ways that hurt them. Like, if you want to screw with these people, you can. Yeah, exactly, Imp. Not many games offer you the chance to give people fairies.
Can I just take a moment to appreciate all the green that's in chat right now? I'm a fan of it.
Can I just take a moment to say happy friendiversary to Elias? It's been 3 years.
Aww.
We did it. Friends for exactly 3 years.
Yes,
no more.
and so
Now
our
the
friendship
contract is done.
Yes, our friendship ends today. You will no longer see either of us on this show.
I forgot we had a 3-year contract. You're right.
Yeah, and you never renewed, so
It's always the renewal. So my joke fell super flat and killed all laughter. So
those are the best jokes.
But that's an accomplishment in itself. And
apparently. As far as specific Realms of the Wild announcement, we are doing a live show today on Twitch.
Imagine.
I love messing with Elias because, again, he's the Twitch producer and everything. So if I announce something like we're gonna be at Gen Con, we're not.
No, that's not true.
That makes his head explode, and it's really fun. Elias and I have known each other far too long.
Imagine how Saturnaut must feel.
Announcements for Realms of the Wild. One of the things we do is this show runs every other week. On the week we're not running, we actually run a poll for who the most valuable player was in the previous game. And generally, it's not Elias or Aruna.
Let's be clear.
It's actually never
Aruna.
Elias.
It's never been Aruna.
There's a difference.
But this week, in a little bit...
Is there a difference, though?
In a little bit of an upset, the poll winner was Atticus. So, Atticus, you have... You have a legend points.
Don't act so surprised. You've won before, despite being a guest.
Advantage.
Rigged.
Wow. Cool.
It's okay. I have a kid.
Yeah, that's that. Is there? I don't think there's any other announcements right now.
I don't think
if
so.
Anybody
I went through them all last
would
night.
have hacked the system, I would have figured out how.
Yeah. I could see. I could totally see you making like 47 egg accounts on Twitter, so you could vote yourself in.
I don't think
It's
they're
not.
eggs
It's
anymore.
definitely not below something I would do.
I feel like we need an investigation.
I wouldn't worry about it.
Clear hacking.
We only
of our
had
MVP poll.
we only had 100,000 votes.
One of these days, some 100,000. One of these days,
It's really weird. Normally, we only get like a couple thousand. We got 100,000 this time, and almost all of them were for Atticus.
Yeah,
We had
Reminds me of the
100,000
time-
votes, and 120,000 of them were for Atticus.
that's correct.
Reminds me of the time that I got a text early in the morning from Elias saying, "Hey man, you need to turn off that voting script because I have millions of votes now, and no one will believe that."
So anyway, with that out of the way, I think it's time to return to the realms of the wild. To bring people kind of back up to speed. These guys have been wandering through this place called, remarkably enough, the Forgotten Temple. And as they've been going through, they've been finding out little bits and pieces, BioShock style, because I am a super cool DM that makes stuff like that.
You're the best DM, and no one is better. I'm not brown nosing.
That's not how you get a legend point, Elias.
Oh.
No, it's not.
That's how we get a TKO, man.
So they've been wondering this and finding out about Atticus's specific history with this place and what happened the last time people here that might have caused the wound that they are trying to fix. And while they've been going through everything, they eventually found a locked room that Zulta could tell there was something bad in. And when one of them stepped through, all of them were kind of sucked into the room. And it was pure dark, and then lights started appearing around the room. And they saw the floor was covered in corpses. But the corpses were kind of mangled and different. And then they started moving together and eventually formed this relatively large, two-tentacled sorry, we just got a redemption for a an NPC.
Oh. I was going to look at it, but every time I log in, it clears chat, so I had to wait till chat disappeared.
Son of a building block.
Where did it? Oh, there it is. It moved things for me.
Oh my god!
Yeah, the NPC is a box of Cheerios that is behind Elias. Laughing boy.
Yes.
We will message you to give my email, and we will actually build this NPC.
Who put that in?
This is,
Laughing boy LP.
You are amazing.
This is a meme that's transcending everything. Like literally, anytime Elias is on a stream anywhere.
You know what I need to do? I need to bring back the Elias Thompson show just to have an excuse to canonically destroy this Cheerios box.
Anyway, back to the game. So they're locked in a room with a giant nope monster made of corpses of the people that Atticus tried to protect last time. So yeah.
What a lighthearted summary that was.
Yeah. With that, I think I need you guys to roll for initiative.
Oh man.
And I need to be able to see that screen. On. Oh, beautiful.
I'm just gonna
Better than mine.
just a little bit.
Are you sure?
I'm sure. Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't roll with advantage 3 this time, so.
See, I rolled with apparently advantage 2.
All right. I don't know why you rolled with advantage 2, but
I clicked the initiative and it had a number there.
oh, I don't know. Maybe it's a feat. We'll have to look at your
Yeah, I think it's a default advantage 2 because of agility.
We'll figure that out. We'll start with Aruna. What'd you get?
8.
All right, Zulta.
9.
Cass.
And before
Hang on. Sorry. What in the world is going? Oh, I'm the worst.
technical shenanigans.
Atticus. We'll come back to Cass.
Cass is having
19.
problems. Cass can't remember anything.
Cass has been hit with amnesia.
Cass is having a very hard morning.
Relatable.
Where did I? There it is. Jesus Christ on a cracker. There we go. 24.
Okay. All right. So, as this creature kind of pulls itself together, it so I have to reset up everything. I need a third window is what I need. As the creature as the creature kind of gets up, it starts kind of swinging these large tentacles around towards you guys, and obviously coming in to attack you as you hear these voices kind of crying out in pain and horror. So Cass, you are up first.
Ah,
That describes what I'm feeling as well.
great. I don't know what to do with this thing.
It's big. It's ugly.
It's full of corpses.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh,
You have broken
boy.
Elias.
Okay. Can I ask
What
you?
Take
a-
away a legend point.
How dare you?
Elias doesn't have a
How
legend.
dare you?
No,
I
no,
actually
you
have
take
some.
one away every time you break Elias.
No, I find that to be a joy when I get to break Elias. Oh.
And it
You know what I mean?
Okay,
need
you
a-
broke the DM. Take a legend point.
I have
Oh.
that though. Can I just have a meme? Someone make that.
Yes, please, someone meme that.
Meme
I
which?
find a joy to break Elias.
Elias.
Because I haven't been memed enough.
Uh,
I beg to differ.
I need to start using some of these legend points, y'all.
So anyway, Cass, you said you wanted to ask
I
me a
wanted,
question.
yes, I wanted to have a discussion with you about how the undead work in this world. Like, so in some places, healing magic is harmful to dead things. Would
Mhm.
that be the case here?
So, Open Legends is not really a mechanics-based system. Open Legend is a story-based system. So,
I'm asking your brain then. I would like to, I'm curious. In Jodie's canon, is that a thing?
what I was going to say
Sorry.
is if you can describe what it is that you want to do, I will figure out a way for you to roll for it.
All right.
And if
so
you roll well enough, it will work.
I'm
And
going to paint you a word picture.
go for it.
Because in my possession, having been waiting for a right time to use it, and this seems like it, I have a healing fairy in a bottle. I would like to use that healing fairy like a grenade.
That poor fairy.
Okay.
You like pop the cork like that's the pin.
Welcome to my mind.
Okay. Just so you're aware, in Open Legends, or Open Legend, there is the I can't remember what it's called, but it's like the prime rule, which is basically every roll matters, and there are three outcomes to every roll. There is you succeed, which means basically you roll high enough, you get the result that you wanted. You succeed, but with a twist, meaning technically what you want happens, but it causes something else to happen that you didn't expect. Or you fail and it moves the story forward, which means you don't get the results you want, but it does change how the encounter, the problem you are attempting to solve can be solved. So, knowing that, describe exactly how you are going to use this fairy to, like in Kess's mind, what is making her think that this fairy will be able to help? Like, is she thinking that it'll be able to take some of the corpses away? Really go into Kess's mind
So-
why she would think this is good.
In Kessa's brain, she knows, okay, the undead are powered off of a force of that is whatever the anti-life force is. I know I have this fairy that has been here that is powerful enough to literally raise me from the dead. So in her mindset, this will at least make it smaller because it's going to possibly return life force to some of these poor people. I don't know, but at least cancel out the undead energy that is currently fueling them.
Okay.
Possibly make a bane. Who knows? I don't know.
Okay. I'm going to have you roll me.
This is why you give Cass fairies, because she does things with them you don't expect.
I just want to know the story how you got it.
Oh,
She got it from.
spelunking.
Yeah.
Because I got it from an audience member, so.
Oh,
I got
that's
it
right.
from spelunking.
I forgot you had that on standby.
Yeah, I had that, so I was like, oh shit, son.
Oh,
I just love the image of like being like, boop, ah!
I'm gonna have you make a logic roll with disadvantage 2.
All right.
Because this is a very, very weird thing to do. No one
It is.
you're aware of has ever attempted this.
But I have 8 legend points.
Why?
So I'm gonna actually use 4 of those and
Okay.
cancel that out.
So that's advantage 2 then.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Okay.
Yes, you're correct, Imp. I do have one. I'm going to save it and not use it as a grenade.
Hey, you gotta admit, this at least is cool. Okay, I'm bringing
It might be.
Uniqueness.
Yeah, it could be. Let's see how you roll.
I'm bringing my my charisma, uniqueness, and talent. Oh, no. Sorry.
Part of me actually wants you to roll low with 4 legend points just to see.
Technically, it's 2.
Just to make me
Okay.
feel better.
Because
about
I
my
had
just
rolls.
allowed his too.
Yeah, if you can beat Aruna's low rolls with legend points.
17. Damn, I needed that apparently.
Apparently.
That does not bode well. I have days where I roll really well and I have days where I don't, so.
Well, so good news, bad news. Good news, this was, or technically bad news, this was against his guard defense,
Yeah.
which is his highest defense. Good news is his guard defense is 17. So what I'm going to have you do is...
Cass.
Cass.
roll me 4d6, and when you type it into the program, type /roll space 4d6 and then put 2 exclamation points, because that will automatically add any exploding dice for you.
How many exclamation points? Sorry.
2.
Okay. See if I did this properly. Boom! 16.
Cool. So you've now done 16 damage, and I have to do math. All right, so you guys watch as Kess
Glitter!
takes out of her pack this bottle that is glowing with kind of, well, what color fairy did you have?
I think it should be pink because
Pink, okay.
the idea of like this undead thing, a pink flash of light, glitter fucking everywhere as it goes up it. That brings me a kind of happiness I will never be able to describe.
I feel like you just described it.
No,
So
but not very well. The only
So-
reason that I was able to do that is I've got that wordsmithing thing occasionally in my back pocket.
So Kess brings out this light, this bottle with this pink light that's kind of dancing around into it, and you guys hear this faint, "Hey, listen! Hey, listen! Hey, listen!"
That's
And
the real
Kess sits
reason I
there.
did it, is because I just was so fucking sick of it.
You
Kess
grenaded
sits there,
Navi.
takes the cork in the bottle, goes, and just hurls it grenade style. And you hear, "Hey, listen! Hey, listen! Hey, listen!" It bursts, and you watch the fairy come out and just start wrapping around and go, "Oh no!" And the creature itself starts writhing in apparent pain and agony. And as it's doing that, Kess, I am going to have you roll me an agility check normally, which is logic for you.
Okay.
Because as the tentacles are flying, part of one of the tentacles detaches and flies at you.
That's fair.
Detaches.
30.
With no advantage whatsoever. You just almost doubled your roll from last
I
time.
know I'm upset by that, but you know what?
So
I think that
the corpse just flies at you, and you just kind of jump dodge out of the way.
The tentacles are made of corpses too.
Yes, the entire creature is corpse.
It's all corpses.
Oh my gosh.
This is the worst kind of tentacle monster you could ever imagine. And that's
I feel like Atticus would
more
have
hentai
like
than
some
she would have liked to admit.
PTSD after seeing this. Like,
Well, yeah. I'm saying it's not going to help you psychologically. And Kess, as you look behind you, you watch as the corpse itself kind of like instantly ages and emaciates, and just kind of turns into a pile of dust. So that was your action. You still have a movement and minor actions, but I don't think you have any.
I think I would like to hold for now.
Okay, cool. So that's the end of Kessa's turn. Atticus, you are up next. You have just seen a corpse go flying past, or parts of a corpse go flying past. That part didn't have a face.
Yeah, it's probably a good thing.
That's a great way to start this fight. I'm just saying. Fairy bomb.
It's one way to start it.
Fairy bomb.
If you would please direct yourselves to the chat where I have already made it.
Oh, you made that joke? I'm sorry. I had to get rid of chat for a second.
A glitter bomb joke, yeah.
Yes, but it's hello Jody to start it.
I'm not sure if I like being
I will
with
say,
the word daddy.
You're not linked with the word daddy.
Isn't it hello daddy, hello mom?
Normally, yes, but parodies don't have to be exact parallels to the original song.
In fact, they rarely should be.
Yes. The only reason mom is still there is because I wanted to rhyme with bomb quickly.
For instance, like a virgin became like a surgeon.
And we really hope surgeons aren't, well, anyways.
They get all the
not
tail.
if you believe primetime TV.
This is why I wake up at 8:30 on Saturday.
Yep.
Hey, how many weeks in a row is that we've ended up talking about sex on this show?
Atticus.
So the player in me,
Please, dear God, do something.
Yeah, the player in me is like, just attack it. But I feel like Atticus would seriously be like traumatized by this. Like
that's perfectly fine. If you
puts on a tough persona, but like this is not.
How does this sound? Because of the really intense effect that this is having on you, I would like you to make a will check.
Okay. That's like a saving throw, right? What am I rolling? Just the same thing as?
Yeah, you just roll d20 plus whatever your will dice are.
So 10, 12. Uh, 19.
Okay, so you are freaking out currently. You're seeing faces that you remember. You are starting to have flashbacks to just the horrible experience that you had previously. But you're able to kind of ground yourself into the moment, because this is not the first time you've dealt with, because of how horrible this experience was. This is not the first time that you have dealt with flashbacks and things like that. And so you've learned how to kind of ground yourself in the moment, to deal with the feelings later, and to make sure that they don't overwhelm you. So right now, you are able to ground yourself. You're able to push the memories away long enough for you to get done what you need to get done this turn. So for this turn, you're going to have a normal action. That may not be true every single turn.
Great.
We're going to definitely have a book about this later called Atticus and the Terrible, Horrible, No Good, Very Bad Day.
It'll be a children's book.
It will.
Oh.
And then the corpse monster. No.
Are any of the? You said there's a bunch of tentacles, right? Kind of.
There are two. It's basically kind of a bipedal creature, but instead of arms, it has these two incredibly long, like 10 to 15 foot long tentacles.
But now one.
No, the one of the tentacles is just slightly shorter than the other.
Okay. I was like, darn.
I think I would like to try to shorten the other one by pulling out my hand cannon and taking aim with it and letting it rip.
Okay. So you guys watch as Atticus pulls out this device that you've seen once before that makes very loud noises, points it at the creature.
Iruna is intrigued.
20.
20 is enough. So you guys see, and as you sit there, and again, your hand is shaking at this point just because of how messed up this situation is. But you kind of pull a Malcolm Reynolds, and you just you look, you pull the trigger, and you see it impact one of the tentacles, and you see a chunk of clothing and flesh get blown off. However, the creature still seems, for the most part, intact. So you did damage it. You didn't do a ton of damage. Yes, non-symmetry is the real horror here, Imp. So that was your attack. You have movement you want to do or anything like that?
Yeah. This area we're in, is it still all like dark or no torches?
No, there's torches that have lit the room. It's basically kind of a low light condition. You can see most of the room. And the room itself is like I have to remember, I think it's 80 by 80. I don't have the map up.
And we're all kind of standing at the entryway at this point, right?
Yes, you are all standing in fireball formation.
I want to just move to the right to try to start like flanking the thing as much.
Okay. So you run your full 30 feet to the right?
Yeah.
Okay. So after he shoots, you watch him sitting there kind of messing with the weapon, keeping it trained as he moves off in a relatively tactical fashion. That ends your turn. It is the monster's turn. The monster is going to move forward a little bit, but with how large its tentacles are, it really doesn't actually have to move that far. And it is going to first take a swing at Cass.
Ooh.
I have to remember how this works. Yep. It's actually going to make an attack with each of its tentacles. So it's going to take its first attack at Cass.
Or alternatively, no.
And it gets 11 versus your guard.
My guard is 17.
All right. So it sits there, and it swings once, and you kind of jump out of the way, and you feel the impact. When you hit the ground, you still feel the impact of it just because of how massive this creature is. And then because it missed first, it's going to take another attack at you.
Boo!
And this one is a 23.
I have a 17. So that
Okay. So it does 6 damage as it slams into the ground. You jump over the first one, and then as you hit the ground and feel the reverberations, you don't see the other tentacle coming up behind you, and it smacks you right across the head, dazing you for like half a second, almost knocking off your... do you have goggles? I can't remember.
I believe so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
So,
wore
yeah,
them to
kind
one
of
of like
jostling,
the
I do.
first ones.
I
them as-
do. Yeah. I'm like, hey, rude.
And that is this turn of the creatures. So that ends its turn. Zulta, you are up next.
Wait, I'm sorry. What was the damage on that?
It was 6 damage. Damage is always however high they rolled minus your defense. So in this case, it's 6.
Okay.
Unless it would be less than 3, and then it's 3.
Yeah, and you always at least take 3 damage.
Okay.
Seeing this creature get covered in pink litter, have its tentacles shortened, and then attack one of the people I actually like, I want to try and end its suffering as quickly as possible.
Zolta! Aw, I feel like we're gonna have such a moment later that we'll both go, ew, gross feelings.
Yeah. And so I'm gonna reach out and, I mean, something's gotta be animating it. It's gotta be some kind of life energy, and I'm gonna try and take that away from it.
Okay. I would like you to make a will save.
Okay, but I also did an attack roll just then.
Yeah. Did you guys hear a...
yeah, we do.
Yeah, there's sound.
Good Lord, Zolta.
That was with no advantage.
Yes, Queen.
I got a 32 on that will roll.
Ow!
All right. So...
What was
And
great
I
was
got
her
a
death
43
drink.
on the attack.
Okay. The will roll, as you sit there and you reach out with your entropic powers, you realize that the same force that you use to harm, living creatures and kind of drain them of their life, that is the force that is kind of powering this creature. And so the drain attack that you normally do is going to have some interesting effects. You do enough to add a bane to it, and I have to do some math right now. So I think it's 26, which is a lot for a monster. Okay. So you do that. However, instead of gaining the life you normally would, you actually take damage from it, since you acted so quickly before getting that information. So you are going to take 26 damage as well. Or what would you... I think it's half is normally what you would heal.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
you'll take 13 damage.
That's better. I'm still alive.
No! Zelda!
I'm deciding which.
Don't use your fairy as a grenade.
Can I just point out, looking at this roll, within roll 20 that she made on this attack, she rolled a 27 on a d8.
Yeah. Exploding.
And her other d8 was an 11.
Yeah.
Exploding dice are fun, kids.
That's open legend. So anything else you want to do?
Yeah. I need to decide which bane it gets.
Okay.
And I think I want to make it demoralized.
Demoralized? Okay.
Yeah, so it's got all of this entropic energy in it, and then I just reach out and hit it hard, and it's like, someone's more powerful than me. No.
Remarkably enough, it does not have that high a brain function.
It's not aware that that's what it's thinking, but
that's what
it's feeling what it's
Zulta
feeling.
I just love the idea that it is covered in like fairy glitter. It's lost an arm, and now it's just like, I don't know, guys. What even is the point anymore?
Yeah.
It is a giant nope monster.
And that hurt a lot, so I'm just gonna walk backwards and away, and hopefully Aruna is far away and I can hide behind him.
Okay. So after that happens, the creature, demoralized now but pissed off, is going to try to stop you, to be perfectly honest. And yeah, since you have real life, No, it can't cast boons. That's a boon. We'll deal with that later then.
Boon Barracuda.
What was he trying?
And what's this strength you demoralize? It's just
It's just
one
disadvantage one.
Yeah. Okay.
I like imps. I may be an unspeakable abomination, but I have feelings, guys.
So the first tentacle comes for you and smacks down with an 18 versus your guard.
Yeah.
Okay. So it slams down and hits you. And what's your guard?
My guard's 15, so it does 3.
So 3 damage. And then it spins around and the other tentacle comes flashing towards you. With another 18.
Okay.
So both tentacles slam to the ground. Aruna, you feel both of them smack behind you.
I would just like to say, ow.
Iruna recognizes that sound. He's very familiar with that ow.
And that is the end of its extra turn, this turn. Aruna, you are up next.
So I figure, if I remember correctly, Iruna was one of the first into the room, so he's probably a little closer than the rest.
Well, and Zulta is behind you.
Well, she's always behind me, I'd assume, during battle.
I'm always here in support for you, Aruna.
Yeah.
I'm just cheering you on. You can do it.
So Iruna's a little slow in the draw here. He sees everyone else doing some pretty decent stuff to this thing. He also sees a lot of people taking a lot of hits. So he's gonna
Hulk smash.
Pretty much, like, he's going to how big would you say this monster looks?
The actual body of the monster is only about 10 feet tall. The tentacles themselves, like I said, are like tree trunk like thick tentacles, and they're like 10, 15 feet long.
Yeah.
So
okay. So assuming he's the closest, he's just going to reach into his bomb bag with 2 hands and pull out a big bomb and just throw it dead center in this monster, just trying to do as much like area damage to this one monster as he can, saying like, "That's not very nice, dead people."
Okay. I'll give you advantage 1 for that.
I'll take it. Okay. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay. So.
Oh no. Oh no.
10.
Okay. So you have a choice.
Yeah, I sure do.
Miss, or you choose one, I choose one.
Elias, get rid of those dice.
It's not the dice.
Elias has the curse.
I have seen him roll like this using different dice in different games in different systems. I have seen him roll like this using imaginary dice on the internet.
Can I just look up a Bane really quickly here?
Okay. What's the Bane? I might know it.
I'm considering persistent damage with this.
Yeah, you'd only be able to invoke it at a level 3. So it'd be 1d. I believe it's 1d4.
What is the roll with the choose 3 Bane level?
Level 3.
Level 3 or lower?
Yeah.
Okay. You know what I might do? So, yeah, actually. Tell me if this works.
Okay.
I'm going to try and do the disarmed Bane and literally disarm his tentacles. Dislodge his arm tentacles.
Love a good pun. do it.
It's going to have an unforeseen consequence, I'm going to tell you right now, that's going to be different than just a you choose one, I choose one. So from a tactical standpoint, I'm going to let you reconsider this decision if you want. But I'm just letting you know.
Because it's a little extra, it'll have a little extra repercussion.
Yeah.
Suddenly, we're fighting 3.
Yeah, that's
monsters.
kind of what I'm thinking here.
Quick like a bunny.
Okay, all right. Just do 3 damage. God, okay.
3 damage. Okay, I can do that. So you sit there, it explodes, and the creature itself kind of shields itself with its tentacles, not taking a ton of damage. And it takes, it whips out its tentacle and takes and throws you 15 feet away from everyone else to kind of expose where Zulta is.
Okay.
I feel exposed.
And then it's going to make 2 attacks against Zulta.
But they're at disadvantage.
Yeah. Disadvantage, like, really screwed it up last time. 13 versus guard.
Ha, no.
All right. So the first one, Zulta, you watch as Aruna is just picked up like, you know, a stuffed animal and hurled across the room. And you see one... how do I do that? You see one tentacle come and slam down. You just kind of roll out of the way. You see the other one coming to slam down literally right where you are. And you kind of climb on the other tentacle and hop over it before the second tentacle can hit you.
And I want to go, yeah, I'm Agila's mother. Yeah.
And
Is your mother agile?
I have to remember what your boss level is.
He's been attacking me a lot.
You kind of
yes, because he's a relatively high level boss. They get extra boss actions, and then at the end of the round, if they haven't taken all of their extra boss actions, they just get them. So yeah, both these attacks hit the ground, and I need to go to the core rules very, very quickly because I have forgotten, and I didn't actually mention. There we go. Yep. Okay. So that's the end of its turn, and we actually go back to the top of the order. So that is Kess. You have seen some crazy stuff happen after your glitter bomb.
Makes me really wish I had more glitter bombs, because really that was super effective.
Yeah, it did. Other than
This seems like a great time to remind the audience they can send a glitter bomb in the form of a great fairy to anyone in the party. Maybe multiple people in the party. We may need heals soon. I may have less than 10 hit points at the moment.
Oh, honey.
relatable.
So what do you want to do, Cass?
How far is Zulta from me?
You haven't moved a whole lot, so she's within about 10-15 feet.
Okay.
The person that's furthest away right now is Atticus.
Okay. How tall is the ceiling in this room?
Let's say 25-30 feet.
Okay. Is there anything distinguishable on the high up on the walls or on the ceiling?
There are sconces with I think I said it was blue flame in each of the 4 corners that are about 15 feet up. Other than that, it's literally a box.
Okay. When we saw this thing put itself together, was there anything in the center that looked like it was pulling it all towards it, or?
There was a larger kind of mass of corpses in the center of the room that the rest of the corpses kind of drew themselves towards, but that mass of corpses is what basically turned into the body.
So not necessarily like... It's not like with like a golem, like there's something maybe that I can pull out that's creating this. Its power source might be elsewhere.
To be honest, you don't know.
Okay.
If you want to spend your action trying to understand a little bit better how this creature works, you could.
Would that be a minor action or a major?
That would be your major action, because this isn't even technology. This is so far outside your realm of expertise that it would take all of your concentration for a turn to figure out something.
Zolta, baby, what's your hit points right now?
5. I do have a great fairy in a bottle. Fairy in a bottle, baby.
Since she's really close to me, I'm actually going to use my heal for Zolta.
Okay. So your heal is, I believe,
it's under my other actions. I think it's a boon. I don't actually know what it.
No, it's a boon, but it's based on your. I have to remember. I run 2 different. It's based on your presence attribute, if I remember correctly.
Oh.
So you're going to, or no, it's your logic. Yeah. It's just you've hurt yourself enough that you just know how to fix it.
You logic the pain away.
Just be like, just go over and be like, okay,
what you're feeling is not real pain. If you just take it outside of your mind.
Sorry.
So I need you to describe how you are going to kind of heal her with just your intuitiveness.
I'm gonna say probably when she got hit, something got knocked out of a socket, like she's got a dislocated shoulder. Okay. And it's gonna hurt for like half a second, having dislocated my shoulder. But once it goes back in, you'll be like, it's like the pain was never there. Dislocating things is weird because it's so excruciating, and then once you get it back in, it's like your brain is like, I can't even remember what that felt like. It's bizarre.
So Zulta's arm is hanging at a very odd angle.
Like, oh shit. Hang on, I got this.
And Kes comes up, and Zulta, you're in a fair amount of pain, and as soon as Kes touches your arm, just shooting pain.
What the?
And she kind of sits there and like almost like gets you in a wrestling move kind of thing, where she's like putting her knee on your chest and everything like that. And
I would just like to remind people, when I first met Pierre, the question I was asked was top or bottom.
You seem to get into these a lot.
So go ahead and make your boon roll.
Okay.
You just click on the boon and it'll work.
We hope it'll work.
15.
Okay. So 15 is 12, 14. So it's heal level 2, so that's 1d6. So again, type /1d6 or /roll space 1d6 and then 2 exclamation points.
Yeah, I got it. I got a 9.
Oh wait.
9.
Okay.
So you got 9 hit points back as she comes in and she like pulls your arm and you hear this, snap, and then you feel a lot better.
I'm still hurt, but thank you for wrestling me to the ground and popping my things back together.
Oh, I've done that so many times I can't even tell you.
I'm sure.
It's like they never even hated each other.
Anything else you want to do with your turn, Kes? Kes isn't a doctor, but she did stay at a Holiday Inn Express once. If you get another audience legend point.
One day they're
Imp is going to be our surprise guest when it's time to
one day Imp is just going to show up on the stream. I have 47
We're not going to tell Jodie at all.
Yeah.
I just feel like, who is this person? Oh, this is a character you had nothing to do with. It's basically, he's the Triforce.
Yes!
Yeah.
So anything else you want to do with your turn before you end it?
No, I think I'm good for now.
Cool. Atticus, you are up. You've seen this note monster do some pretty major, gnarly stuff. You do see it's kind of drooping. The tentacles, instead of like waving around, are kind of dragging along the ground.
Yeah. Remind me again. Actually, let me look at how this thing works. Am I?
Imp is a secret character.
Once in a row.
Say again.
Don't I have to spend like a turn reloading my thing, or I don't remember how it works exactly.
Elias, you actually designed the hand cannon. His reload was a major action.
To my blast basher in that it takes a major action to reload it.
Yeah. So currently it would take your major action to reload it. Otherwise, you still have your whip handy. Since the whip doesn't require both of your hands.
Watch me whip and watch me name.
You do not have your name handy.
Yeah. You said the tentacles are like tree trunk levels of thick.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Not like redwood or anything like that, but a good 2 feet, 3 feet thick.
I think what I'm gonna try to do is use the whip to try to wrangle one of the tentacles and just pull it back and try to pull this thing back away from, because I guess it keeps attacking Ilea, right? Yeah.
Zolta. Yeah.
Zolta, sorry.
It's not personal.
Yeah. Well,
it's early in the morning. I'm
It's
Zolta.
10.
Yes.
It's all fine. My real name sounds like I'm a character in a tabletop RPG anyway.
For
so.
some of
Me
us,
too.
10
Actually,
is
apparently, I am on.
yeah, you're
oh yeah.
you're a
10
bird person.
I don't entirely appreciate the references people keep making me with that and going, is this actually based on you? Fuck off. Feel
It
personally
was an
attacked.
adorable character, but I think you are more adorable than the.
It's not about adorableness. It's intelligence. And so,
I can't remember what they're called now, but I love them simply because, again, they can
survival.
speak by
Kenku.
mimicking. And ravens, I wasn't aware of this until a couple years ago. Ravens are super good at mimicry.
No,
they're
they're-
crazy good. They're better than parrots.
amazing smart too, and there's
Oh,
been
yeah, they're
studies on
super smart
genetic
birds.
memory, and I'm I love crows and ravens like you would not believe, but still. Anyway.
So anyway, going back to Atticus, Kenku, that's what they're called.
Using that whip.
I want to make a Kenku that only speaks in music lyrics, like
Yes.
Bumblebee.
How are you doing?
But eventually, if it wasn't for the fact that the Adventures League just shot itself in the foot.
I was petrified.
Going back to Atticus, but also here's what
Yeah.
I would make a character about.
So then
Atticus,
Atticus
what you doing?
uses his whip and beats the bone monster into submission.
So you're trying to kind of basically grapple it, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay.
At least grapple one of the tentacles to try to get it to, I don't know, keep it from
Okay.
doing.
This is actually going to be a might-based check, because getting the whip to kind of wrap around one of the tentacles, not very difficult. It's big. It's not moving very fast. Holding the tentacle back though will be very difficult. So I need you to make a might roll.
Okay.
With disadvantage 1.
Oh, with disadvantage 1.
Yes.
What does that mean? I just have to roll twice.
You roll an additional. What's your might dice?
D8.
D8. So you roll an additional D8 and take the lower.
I would like. Oh, okay. I don't. Is it too late to use legend points?
I'll let you use a legend point now to cancel it out.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
So do I still need to re-roll?
Nope. Just
Whatever
you did a straight roll before. That's fine. Just count the legend point is gone, and then what did you get?
I have to re-roll the 8 anyway because I rolled an 8. So.
Oh, cool.
22.
22. Okay, so you guys watch as Atticus sits there and goes swoosh, and holds this thing, and you watch as the tentacled arm gets up and tries to move. I am going to say, as long as you're restraining it like this, you are not going to be able to make any attacks or really move.
Yeah.
So because of that, it is the tentacle.
Just before that, like right after I kind of get it grappled and start, pulling it down or whatever, I just shout to the Goron, "Hey, throw everything you've got at it now. Don't worry about me. Just..."
Okay. And Aruna starts to think about what that request actually means.
Philosophically.
No, not philosophically. Practically.
So as you're sitting there holding it, the creature itself starts kind of glowing with this unnatural energy.
Never mind, turn and run.
We're trapped in this room.
Sign.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
but
God.
Being held back by Atticus and being as damaged as it isn't able to fully manifest the power it's trying to, and it fails. And that is its turn. So that brings us to Zulta.
I'm still near Kess, right?
Yeah.
Kess is right next to you. Kess has just let you go.
Okay. Can I hand her something and still do an attack?
Yeah.
Cool.
Depending on what you're handing her.
I'm handing her my fairy in a bottle, baby. Saying, use this on me soon. And then I'm going to try and drain the creature, knowing full well that it's probably going to kill me. I'm hoping that I'll be able to act as a conduit for this life energy, death energy stuff, since I now know what it is.
Okay.
But I'm not optimistic.
Since she handed me that, I'm prepared to assist.
Okay. How would you like to? Are you just going to, as soon
I'm
as
at the
she drops
ready.
to the ground?
Yeah, I'm at the ready with this thing.
Okay. Cool. Make your attack roll.
48.
Yep.
What the hell are you rolling?
It's entropy, and I have an attack specialization in it.
Wait, how do you have an attack specialization? We're talking later.
Yeah.
It's a feat you could take.
Yeah.
Next roll up,
And I keep leveling that one up every chance I get.
Roll 20 is never this nice to me.
I would like to say I got 2 15s on D8s. That's where that mainly came from.
Anyway, I guess my question to you is, how do you want to do this?
I kind of want this to be like the end fighting sequence of an anime when someone goes to sacrifice themselves, and I'm like, and go into the middle of its chest and explode outwards.
Oh,
Okay.
And
So-
since
And
I am
and because of the glitter and stuff, I want the bones to be reduced to dust and mixed with the glitter. It's then just a sparkly, all around everyone as the dust particles.
Okay.
Can I add, since I'm doing an assist
Mm-hmm.
to help her? Zolta, how much taller than you are me? How much taller than me are you?
Words.
What mean words? What mean words?
This is why I have an editor, you guys. Oh, I'm sorry.
Zolta is somewhere between 5'6" and 5'10".
Awesome. Okay. I would like to, since you're going all rockstar or whatever, and you go, Wah! I want to run directly behind you and then hit my knees and literally slide through your legs, Wah! Doing the back thing, open it up, Wah! And that's when it goes around.
Okay. All right. So you watch.
We're glam rocking this shit.
Yeah. So you watch as Zulta kind of stands up, and her eyes narrow, and she gets up. She looks at Kira. Or Kira.
Kira, my long lost love. I told
Cass.
Jerry all about you.
She looks at Cass and goes, and then you see, for some odd reason, Korean subtitles under it. Just because.
Yep.
And then she turns to the creature, and for some odd reason, the words coming out of her mouth don't seem to be matching the actual lip flap due to poor animation. She's like, and she runs forward. And Kes, being completely unaware of what language she's speaking, you're just like, screw it.
Is it like a super deep male voice as well?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. As the like energy is flowing from my eyes, somehow my voice also.
It's almost like you're being poorly dubbed. So she runs forward, and you kind of just dive forward, enveloping yourself in this cocoon of entropic energy. And you fly forward into the creature itself. As you do, Kes, you're running forward, and as she goes into the creature, you start sliding, lean back, and just release this, trail of glitter that kind of surrounds the creature. And then as you slide like 30 feet past, you get up to turn around, and you watch as the creature just like, and it explodes in this red and black energy with glitter everywhere, very Gem and the Holograms-esque. And you see Zulta standing in the middle, and then she slowly floats down with yellow hair for some odd reason, slowly floating down. You hear this, and the creature is gone.
Excuse me. Who the hell are you people?
As
Zolta is taking a moment in her own world to recover, as most anime characters do.
As that happens,
I'm just holding this amazing pose because Freddie Mercury.
As that happens, as soon as Atticus told Iruna to hit this with everything he had, Iruna just started getting out multiple bombs and was ready to like throw them all at, and then sees the creature just explode already, and he's kind of disappointed and starts putting it back.
I feel like Iruna might think that he did it somehow. The creature exploded. It must be from a bomb from Iruna.
Not unless he threw anything. Well, that happened.
Let's not do that again.
But you did cool things. You don't want to do the cool things again?
A lot.
As you guys are sitting there, Kes, you start to feel the hair on the back of your neck start to stand up on end, which...
Because I was so cool in that moment and I'm realizing it?
Yeah, that, and you feel the effects of magic, and the area that you're standing on is starting to glow, and you quickly dive out of the way as a chest appears.
Oh,
where you
thank
were
God.
Previously standing.
As in, like, the chest of a corpse, or...
Yes,
No.
And I would like to come and crack open the rib cage to see what's inside this chest.
Oh, my God.
Poor Atticus.
Not even I'm that dark.
Poor life.
And I have, like, major problems.
He made this whole
We
dungeon,
shouldn't
and
talk
he didn't
about
even
my
think
issues
about
and
that.
my history of studying bones.
Oh, that's nice.
So... there's now a very large chest, and you notice the chest itself, unlike the other chests that you found, like I said, is very large and actually has the symbol of the goddesses on it.
I would like to put my hand that has that tattoo over the same symbol.
Okay.
And then open the chest.
Okay. As you open the chest, you notice inside the chest is a very bizarre-looking rod. As you pick it up, and I've got to open up my map now because I have it listed there. Sorry. I'm not nearly as prepared as I would like to be. There we go. All right. So as you reach in, you see the rod itself seems like a fairly kind of nondescript magic casting implement towards the bottom. It's carved wood, very, very nice carved. You can see kind of through stain and wood grain and stuff like that. You can actually see there's kind of an image of a castle and you know, kind of like a mosaic kind of carved around the center of this. But as it moves upwards, it splits into three branches, almost kind of like trident-esque. And then at the top of each one, you can see this symbol of the goddesses, and each one has a different symbol of the goddesses being the Triforce, and each one has a different part of the Triforce kind of shaded in. And you have found what is called the Rod of Restoration.
I would like to use it now, please. I would like to. Cass, come look at this. Well, I didn't.
Yeah, you're at full health, by the way.
Okay, good. Well,
that was the whole point of me doing the Freddie Mercury slide, girl.
I never rolled. Well,
that
was like it looked really cool and there was glitter, and I was like, that's enough.
if I could enter every room like that, could we? Yeah.
But Cass, come look at this. I think I want it.
I would like to look at it, and does my aggressive learning, can it tell me anything about this from all the things I've studied?
Make me a learning check.
Aggressively. Learning. The more you know. 18. What's that noise? All right. Not that 18's bad. I'm just.
But it's not the 48.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say I feel a little intimidated next to that 48.
Yeah, for real.
So looking at it, this is unlike anything you've ever seen. You have found shrines and things like that to the goddesses before, and you've seen that symbol before. You've never seen it look like this. And magic is pervasive in your society, but because of your preference to technology over magic, you never really did a ton of study into magic items and things like that beyond how they could be used to further your mechanical abilities.
I mean, I do a lot of tomb raiding. Are we saying I never looked at history for that reason? I'm just gonna
no, I'm not saying that.
Okay. I just had to make that point.
Let me finish the description.
I'm sorry.
So that being said, you're not nearly as much of an expert. What I was trying to say is you're not nearly as much an expert on magic items as you are on tech.
Okay, that's fine.
Looking at this though, even with your limited knowledge of magic items, this is not something you have ever seen. The symbols at the top of each of the three branches, you've never actually seen them portrayed this way. You know in history what generally happened until Calamity Ganon was sealed 10,000 years ago was Ganon would have the Triforce of Power, the reincarnation of the princess Zelda would have control over the Triforce of Wisdom, and then the reincarnation of the hero would have the Triforce of Courage. But the symbols that you're seeing here, and each one would have basically like a tattoo, a glowing tattoo on the back of their hand that would show they had that. But the symbols that you're seeing here are not the same as the symbols that are generally used to denote the different Triforces. These triangles are pointed. They have kind of like serifs. If you're familiar with,
I know my fonts.
Okay. They have like serifs on the end, and they're very elaborate looking and things like that. And each triangle looks different than the other one. And they have a symbol at the center of them. Like one of them, the serifs are much more kind of flowing and swirling and things like that, and they almost seem, as you look at it, just because of like the sheen and everything, they almost seem to be moving on their own, and the triangle itself is kind of changing shape almost, but when you look at it again, it's not. Another one looks very it actually looks very familiar to you because it looks like a design, like a design document or a blueprint. There's a lot of lines and angle measurements and things like that on it. And then the third one looks very very solid, almost as if it was forged into place. So almost metallic in its looking. It looks almost as if the triangle has an edge to it. So again, you're familiar with the symbol of the goddesses, you're familiar with the Triforce, you're familiar with the history of, Ganon, the reincarnated hero of courage, and the Princess of Wisdom. You're familiar with that. You've never seen them expressed like this, though. This is very, very unique and different.
Is that possible by chance because we're in a world that's not mine?
You don't know. The only thing that you know is that you have never seen anything depicted like this. This is unique in its depiction. And in general, you do know, like, history-wise, the Triforce is the Triforce is the Triforce is the Triforce. You generally don't change that because it's a holy symbol.
So just so I'm clear, the Triforce is the Triforce?
But is the Triforce.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
I'm seeing disadvantage in your...
I know, I'm sorry.
Just something to offset the 4 remaining legend
You
points.
thought that 48 was far away now.
I would like to write down the symbols in my notebook. And maybe do a quick sketch of the thing.
Mm-hmm. It is very weird. And as you hold it, Zulta, it feels very bizarre. Like as you hold on to it, it sometimes feels like your grip kind of falters, like it's not there for a second, and then it is, and it's the whole thing is very, very bizarre.
Very confused.
You said this was called the Rod of Restoration?
Yes.
Does it look like it could be like a lever?
Not quite long enough for what you're looking for.
All right.
Zulta actually knows something about the goddesses and is now protecting this rod from Kess.
What? No, what? All I was doing was sketching it.
Don't use this in bad ways.
I feel like you're the only one we need to worry about that.
There's a reason.
So I'm just gonna be like, with all due respect, I actually do have some reverence towards artifacts. Thank you very much. This belongs in a museum. Sorry.
Indiana Jones is bullcrap.
Zulta, with your kind of connection to magic and things like that, you do kind of feel that this item is meant to channel a sort of energy as opposed to be a source of energy. Though beyond that, again, you're much more magically focused than Kess is. And even just at a casual glance, this is unlike any magic item you've ever seen.
To answer your earlier question, Atticus, of who are you people, I don't know if you forgot, but my name is Hyrule. I'm from Death Mountain, Goron City specifically. I grew up there my entire life. This is Zulta and Kess. They're from one of the other places. And Pierre, well, I can't see Pierre right now, but he's from another place. And
he's been oddly quiet.
So, in case you forgot.
Thank you.
You're welcome. What did you find?
Is there anything else in this room?
The corpses themselves have kind of disintegrated. You did notice as they were disintegrated, they had this look of pain and anguish on their face throughout the entire battle, which was really messing with you. But as they kind of disintegrated, you watched their faces become much more peaceful. And then they just kind of closed their eyes and drifted away into nothingness.
So how are we going to get out of here?
Oh, the door unlocks. Sorry. I locked you guys in here.
How do we get out of here? Door unlocks.
Yeah. It just slowly creaks open.
What did you guys find?
Like the hold up the rod.
The rod is roughly about 2.5 feet long. Like it's not very big.
Show the rod to Aruna.
This thing or the symbols?
Make me a history check.
Oh, so no then.
You might get an exploding D20.
That just looks like a fork, but like a Triforce fork.
Yeah. What do you want history to be?
Oh, I'm
Is
sorry.
That learning?
Learning. That's learning. It's a learning check. I'm sorry.
Like it's like a Trifork.
A Trifork.
You get a legend point for that, Elias. That was amazing.
So what happens if I crit fail?
Nothing happens.
You got nothing. Your head explodes. Rolling your yeah, you got nothing. You've never seen anything even remotely similar to it.
Okay.
Well, this probably got to do something because we still haven't found the wound. Well, wait, and I look around the room for a wound.
No wound in here.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the wound's not in here. But we've also looked everywhere else except the 2 rooms with the mini wounds. So maybe this does something with those.
Can I reach out with the energy and see if I still sense the evil red pulse or if it's gone?
In this room, there's nothing but the life force of your friends, which is surprising to you in secret. Yes, the boo-boos amp in my head.
All the boo-boos.
Okay. Well, I'll just hold on to this.
But I thought you didn't like to go near the mini wounds because it makes Gary sick.
His name is Jerry.
Yeah, how dare you? You remember your name and our names, but you don't remember to introduce Jerry, and you can't even get his name right.
Sorry, I forgot.
Come on, Aruna.
Atticus, this is Gary the Lizard.
I know.
His
I know.
name
It's fine.
is
It's
Jerry.
fine. It's Jerry. I know.
I would like to place Jerry, like, because it forks off. There has to be a center point where they come together. So I'd like Jerry to just sit there and ride in the Trifork.
That's
I love how I went and I made a name for this that sounded really cool, and you guys are just like, no, it's the Trifork.
You're the one who gave Elias a legend point for
Yeah.
it. So.
To be fair, I feel like if we didn't make that pun, you would respect us less.
Yes, but will you respect me in the morning?
It is the morning.
I respect no one in the morning. It's the morning.
Your money's on the table. Oh no! I just flew across the room, you guys.
What?
I bend over like this, and there's like my laundry is right here in a basket, so it bounced off the laundry basket into the bathroom.
Meanwhile, this entire time I've been holding my hand like I'm actually holding the rod of restoration.
No,
so
it's the Trifork now.
Yeah. I was trying to, throw you a bone like the bones that I just destroyed.
No,
so I'm
it's
just going to
Trifork.
walk out of the room with Jerry having a nice little ride.
So what do you guys? Oh, Zolta left. Oh, there goes Pierre.
Wait, so is there only is there only one door?
Yeah, there's only
Okay.
one door.
Oh, I suppose before he walks out, Iruna does a quick pass for cracked walls in here.
No
like
cracked
he
walls.
does, and then he walks out with Zolta Pierre.
Okay, so you guys are back out in the the second floor kind of balcony area.
Oh wait, hey Kess, do you think the rod fits into the rod thing that we found earlier?
What on earth are you talking about?
I can't respond to that since you asked that out of character.
No, like
the little lever holes that we found.
oh no.
Oh,
So you're talking about where a lever would go? No, this isn't mechanical.
well, but I don't
It's
know
not
if it
big
might
enough.
work.
I looked at it. It doesn't look like it would fit. I've had the same thought though, Aruna. Pat. So it's just like we had a brief bonding moment. Aruna and I are now closer because I used a fairy as a bomb.
Iruna took a mental note of that.
Yes,
I exploded myself.
it was great.
Yeah, you were cool too, Zolta. So
Thank
anyway,
you.
I feel like
I
we're
need
getting
more
closer.
attention and appreciation for what I just did. I sacrificed myself for you. I didn't know I would live.
I feel like I'm giving you just
I had
enough
a
attention.
Fairy. And then
And
prior to that, I also healed you. Like I've given you attention. I
Oh
feel
yeah.
like-
Hey, where did you
I
guys
feel
find
like my
fairies?
attention that I've given you is being
You know, Cass,
valued
I just feel
and-
like I'm not appreciated enough for what I do, specifically for you.
Don't
But I
don't
literally
you guys
just
have more important things to worry
like I don't.
Oh
I,
yeah.
I feel like I've shown you time and time again that I do actually love you, like the older sister I never wanted, and I have older siblings. You're just one I wouldn't have wanted.
You know what? The same. And I also have older siblings.
Awesome.
Iruna
This is our
starts.
friendship.
Iruna starts walking towards the door on the second floor that leads to the mini wound.
Okay. So you guys watch as Aruna just kind of shakes his head and wanders off.
I'm gonna follow Aruna.
Okay. I'm assuming everyone else follows.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hold the door open. I can't remember what we fought in here, but I'm just gonna look in the room and make sure no more have.
The first
spawned.
the first kind of little antechamber room is just that. It's 20 foot by 40, I think. I have to look at my map again.
I know we fought something in there. I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah, there were Stalfos in here before.
Okay.
The bones do not seem to be reanimating.
I think it's good. And then he's gonna check to see if he feels sick towards the door still.
Yes. However, as you get closer to the door, Zulta, since you're in the room, you may not be close to the door. You start noticing that as he gets closer to the door, the rod itself starts to kind of hum and vibrate.
Things are happening.
What things?
When Zolta says that,
He
I look
starts
over
to
at the
take a
thing
bomb out of
and,
his
like,
bag and just
poke
holds
it
it.
and go, yes.
And do you see Jerry just like Jerry is just like shaking a bit as it vibrates him?
Jerry's kind of like those massage chairs you see at the airport.
I don't think I've ever seen one in use at an airport.
I've
I've seen one in use, not at the airport, because. Yeah. Anyway, what's happening?
Things.
Okay.
It's vibrating.
What? Oh, the rod.
Sorry. Tentacle monster, vibrating rods. You can't expect me to not laugh.
I've been making eyes at my camera every time we've said the word rod.
Oh, you should see the text messages I have from Elias.
They really shouldn't.
Guys, it's not fair to share dirty jokes when the rest of the team can't see them.
Yeah.
You have a chat that only you guys can see. Like the audience is completely oblivious to it. Perfect for dirty jokes and things that we won't air.
newsflash, things we kind of do air.
This was not how I designed this item.
Family show.
Is it? Well, so it looks like it's related to it somehow.
Uh-huh.
Atticus, did you see this rod anywhere whenever you were here last?
I've never seen anything like that in my life. I think when I thought about if I had seen it before, it felt like my head was going to explode, but I stopped thinking about it.
I've felt like that sometimes. It's a weird feeling. Usually happens when I hit my head against a rock really hard. Like a big rock.
How often has that happened to you, Aruna?
Well,
Atticus whispers to Cass, "Is he always like this?"
Dear God, Imp. No.
Well,
should I look that up?
No,
Okay.
you should not.
Good to
don't
know.
look that up.
I don't know.
It does make me glad
I'm
that
the cat that Curiosity killed, so I'm Googling.
I am curiosity.
Well, Zolta, when I was experimenting and making some bombs back in Goron City, sometimes things would blow up in my face and things would hit my head as they blew up.
Interesting. So many times is what you're saying.
Yeah, a lot.
Countless times, and not just because you got hit in the head.
No, I could probably count them if I thought about it, but I haven't.
Good for you.
I told you don't do it.
Well, we all did.
I did not, and I will not. Because I'm pretty sure I know exactly what that is.
Yeah.
You know, I've seen some stuff, but this is...
Oh, I didn't look up past, like, the Google initial.
We're done with that. We are done with that. You guys are in the room. The rod is no longer vibrating. The rod is glowing.
Oh.
There is no vibration whatsoever.
There are many stages to this
vibrating
rod.
aspect.
This is why
best reason for a
Trifork is
retcon.
There are no more good vibrations. Good vibrations.
Thank you for a Beach Boys reference. I needed something.
Wait, do I need
God
something?
damn it, Imp.
Hey,
this is why Trifork is truly a better name.
It's a Trifork.
Putting the rod
is
down
glowing.
in my room. Like, I'm not touching that anymore.
don't forget, there is an actual item in the Zelda games called Rod of Dominion.
Anyway, I have a
No,
rod.
it's glowing.
Dominion.
Zolta, can I see that for a second?
Wait, okay, just did I get a point for those Beach Boys references? Is that what I heard?
Sure.
Yes.
It's fine.
Because I was like, you started to say something and then you were interrupted by someone else.
I mean, Jodie's just completely dead at this point.
We all are.
Imp
right.
has just over and over and over again just destroyed me. So
That's how we roll in the curiosity community. Aren't you curious? Anyway.
So it's
Fuck
glowing.
the town, save your girlfriend.
So,
Accurate. So it's glowing is
what happens if you move it closer to the
what
room?
kind of glow actually? Is this like, because like since we're in
It's-
the world of
it's-
like,
Hey, Jerry, it's glowing. We should get down from there now.
is it glowing like in the way we're like, ah, or are we talking like red or lime green ominous glowing, like touch the spindle, touch it I say, you know what I mean? What's the
Right
vibe
now,
of this glow?
it's barely noticeable, but one of the tips of the Trifork is slightly luminescent, and it's just a white light.
Okay, white light
but
is
it's
usually
barely-
not that
Bare,
ominous. usually.
barely noticeable.
I'm gonna touch it to this wound.
That's in the next room.
Yeah, you
I'm
haven't-
going to the wound.
Oh,
But Zolta also says that out loud
Okay.
Oh,
and starts walking.
So you guys watch.
What
as
about
you get
Jerry?
Closer,
Jerry's not on it anymore. I took him off of it.
oh, so he's gonna stay in the back here. 'Cause
Jerry's going to be safe.
But
So as you get
Not
closer
with
to
you.
it,
Okay.
you start noticing a second one of the tines, I guess, on the Trifork, starts to glow, and the closer you get to the door, the brighter it starts to glow.
What would Aruna have gotten a good enough look at it while talking with Zolta to notice which of the ones started glowing first and which of the ones started glowing second?
Yeah.
The one that started glowing first was the one that looked like the symbol was forged out of metal or steel.
Yeah.
The one that's now glowing is the one that's kind of swirly and shape changing.
Okay.
As Pierre gets close to the door, because he's just been following silently this entire time, the third one starts to glow.
Let's stick the thing with it.
Yes, that's what I'm about to do.
But wait, remember there's the shadows in here.
I'm glowing.
Well, you're not glowing.
I have a glowing thing.
I would like to stand close to Zolta, but slightly behind and go, yes.
As Zolta leads the charge with this, Iruna's gonna follow and get ready to like bomb shadows. If they make any aggressive.
So as you guys go into the room, the Trifork starts glowing bright enough that it comparable to like a torch as far as the amount of light that it's giving out. And as you go in, you do get that feeling of sickness, but the closer you are to Zulta, the less the sickness seems to affect you. And Zulta, you don't really feel it much at all. Like you feel like your skin crawling a little bit, but it seems like whatever this thing is kind of holding back that feeling and that sickness. You
remember when we first met and you had the opposite effect? Aw, times have changed.
You lost that sickness feeling.
Loathing, unadulterated loathing. Sorry, continue.
For your face, your voice,
your clothing.
Musical episode when?
I love it all.
It's in this moment that I'm trying to figure out Iruna's attitude towards singing.
Yeah. So as you guys get in, you start seeing the wound there starts kind of writhing and kind of not really moving away from you, but is kind of contracting back away from this light. And then you start seeing the shadows form, and you see 1, 2, 3, 4 shadows form and just start rushing at you.
Throwing bombs.
While this thing is glowing. And unlike before where the shadows just kind of moved towards you, these are like flying at you, and you can see like red eyes and like fangs on them, and
I'm throwing bomb.
Probably, well, that's actually where we are going to end it for
Dang
today.
It.
Oh my.
It's gonna be like Cass is like, it fixes the tear. That's what it means by restoration.
So she says that right as we see "to be continued" on the screen.
No, it actually pops up after. It's like "to be continued," Korea. And then it's a chibi Kiri.
Cass is so excited. I have a sneaking suspicion Cass has the exact reaction to like when puzzles fall into place that I do. I'm like, which is like this instant like endorphin rush, like heroin of like, yes, okay, I'm good, I'm fine.
Okay. So yes, folks, puzzles are heroin, and they found a Trifork.
Yay.
I'm calling it the Trifork of Restoration in my inventory.
Sure.
I called it Rod of Restoration, quote, Trifork.
I decided to just, make everyone upset.
That's where we're gonna end today. Like I said, we do stream this show live on twitch.tv/Zelda Universe TV. It's Saturdays starting at 9 a.m. Pacific time, noon Eastern time, and there's other time zones between there that are confusing. So other than Central Time, which is the only time zone that makes sense.
No. It's Greenwich Mean Time.
For a few more weeks, I disagree with you.
So anyway, yeah. So please watch us live. Obviously, you can interact with the game and things like that. And what those guys just dealt with was a mini boss. That was, the low-powered mini thing guarding the special item in this very classic-based Zelda dungeon. They have not found the true super horrible thing here as of yet. So keep that in mind. You may want to tune in 2 weeks.
Great.
Tune in 2 weeks for the finale of...
Yeah.
As we fight the shadows that murdered all of Atticus's people.
But it's the finale, so it's also the musical.
As the DM figures out a creative way to kill me off.
Yeah.
I'm sure he has a way to kill all of us off in his back pocket.
I'm sure he has multiple ways.
So, yeah, be sure to tune in. If you missed any of the episode, you can watch the video on demand literally right when we go offline here on Twitch. Otherwise, we put it up on the YouTube channel next week. So if YouTube is your preferred video on demand service, go ahead and go over there. Feel free to subscribe to the Zelda Universe YouTube channel. They just finished their Hyrule Warriors redub. I believe just finished. The final episode was like last week or something like that.
They finished that. They released an episode of Hades Misguidance, and auditions are currently open for the Ocarina of Time dub.
Yes, they're gonna be dubbing Ocarina of Time. Anyone can audition for it. It's actually done remotely, so you don't have to live near any of them. Mostly because they live all over the country.
I'm still trying to get my Navi audition recorded and ready to go.
Yeah.
Hey, listen. Hey.
So, yeah, feel free to check that out. ZeldaUniverse.net is the website. Yep. And they actually have a whole article about how to audition and everything like that. It's super easy. If I had more time, I would be auditioning as well. And you can actually listen to other auditions as well to kind of give you an idea of what other people are doing if you want. So, yeah, there's that. Does any of you guys, if they want to stalk you on the interwebs, or if you have anything special that you would like to announce, we will start with Ilea.
You can stalk me by following Green-Eyed Trombonist everywhere except for Twitter, where it is Green-Eyed T-Bone. I just got a new desktop, so in a few weeks when it shows up at my new place, I will maybe be able to stream more often, aka again. What else is happening? I'm moving. Yay. You'll follow me on Twitter for more news about that.
And she's a doctoral candidate, so she'll be a doctor.
I'll be a doctor.
That's
what is your
Zolta to you.
Do you like? I don't know how the whole doctoral candidate thing goes. Do you know what your doctorate's going to be in? Like
yes.
The official title? What is it?
So officially what's going to happen is I'm switching fields. I was in anthropology and have my master's in applied anthropology, and I'm going into communication arts. So I'm getting a second master's in communication arts, and then I'll have a PhD in that. But my focus is digital studies because I like you guys and the internet. It makes me happy.
It is a lot more complicated than I thought. So yeah, Elias, if people want to stalkify you.
Yeah, lots of stuff to talk about. You find me at Elias Thompson everywhere. I stream on Twitch, personal channel. I also do a wine Minecraft show with Jonathan over here as my co-host called Winecraft Wednesday.
And by wine, he means like drinking, not like how he's been talking for half the episode.
Well, both. But this Wednesday
#vote Aruna.
It won't happen. This Wednesday at 8 p.m. should be a very special episode of Winecraft. So
why is that?
You'll just have to tune in and find out.
I don't watch that show.
On a very special episode of Winecraft.
It's actually the 50th episode of season 3. So
are you guys going to are you guys going to talk about, substance abuse?
Nope.
Like the old on a special episode of Blossom.
That's not that kind of show. So
sometimes it is.
Yeah, twitch.tv/WinecraftTV, 8 p.m. this Wednesday. Check it out. Should be fun. Cool. And this coming weekend, we announced it on our Discord. We should have an announcement on our forums and social media soon. But the annual MHQ-thon Metroid Marathon will be happening in a week over at MetroidHQ.com.
Don't you mean annual Zelda prequel marathon?
That too. Where, myself, Jonathan, a lot of other people are going to be streaming Metroid games for a long time without interruption, except to change over to other people. So that's going to be fun. It's going to be benefiting Child's Play charity, taking donations for that. It's going to be a fun time. Tune in. I believe it's going to start Friday at noon Pacific time over at MetroidHQ.com. So check that out. And then, yes, we hope to announce a certain Zelda Universe-sponsored Zelda Marathon very, very shortly as well.
And for those of you guys don't know what Extra Life is,
Child's Play. Sorry.
Or it's Child's Play?
It's Child's Play.
Sorry, Child's Play. That's what I meant. It was started by the people over at Penry Arcade. What it does is it gets games and things like that to children's hospitals, so that kids that have to be in these hospitals for months and months and months can have that little bit of normalcy that is taken away from them when they're being treated for things like cancer and, other really, really bad stuff and having multiple surgeries. Extra Life has done amazing things and has helped a lot of kids. So it's a great charity. Or not Extra Life, I'm sorry.
Extra Life is a great charity, but so
yes, these are both great charities.
But Child's Play is great, so definitely support them. John, if people want to stalk you, if you have any announcements.
Literally the same announcements as Elias.
I figured. They're kind of partners in crime.
You can follow me online, Saturnaut, at everywhere.
And outside of crime, too. I mean, they're just kind of partners.
No, just in crime.
I mean, Saturnaut, has a wife and everything and a kid, but,
I mean,
we all know who his real partner
is. I want to see, where you're going with this, Jody.
I don't think he ever knows.
Yeah, so we know. What I was going to end it with is we know where John's heart really lies.
With the wine.
That's true.
Yeah, right here.
Wine and his aerator.
His aerator broke. It made me laugh last week.
Kiri, the reason we always go to you last is your life is significantly more interesting than most of ours right now.
Not right now, actually. It's pretty boring because I'm trying to finish book 2, which means I'm not doing anything on my YouTube, but you can find music and gameplay and educational stuff at Kiri Callaghan on YouTube. It won't be updated for a while just because I've exiled myself from those social activities till this book is done, because my publisher keeps going, hey. If you listen, if you subscribe to my Patreon right now, just even for $1, all patrons currently have access to that work in progress draft, because I feel like I need to be putting out something while I am being a hermit.
I believe you got, what was the most recent one? Chapter 5 is what went out to your patrons?
No, Chapter 6 is up, and Chapter 7 has notes out. If you don't want to read the blocking notes, Chapter 7 in its current finished draft form should be out to you guys by the end of the weekend. So
confirmed. Curious publishers are fairies. Yes, Imp.
It's true. And actually they're pirates, so
which I'm so into, and I want to be their friends.
Right? So they're lovely people, but that's what I'm working on. If you're going book 2, I don't know, you can find book 1 at any of your favorite book retailers. If you would like to avoid Amazon, however, I highly recommend going to Dose Blank Publishing, which is my publisher, because 1, it will be cheaper, and 2, Amazon kind of gives the to small publishers. So I'm just saying. Or you could order it through your library, because libraries are great about that. Anyway. There's lots of options for you. I think that's it. I'm also on Twitter, and I do have a Twitch channel, but goodness knows I'm not getting back to video games until probably the end of the year.
But book things are happening, and
things are happening. Yeah.
And to be honest, your Twitter feed is generally fairly interesting to see just the random thoughts that come out every so often.
Oh yeah. So I'm kind of funny sometimes.
Follow it. She has a Facebook page too, where again she will every so often she'll just make a post on, and it'll just be like a random thought of wisdom that you're like,
I'll share something I found out the other day. If you try, in my day job, I work in technology, and I tried to send a corrupt image, apparently. And I found out that Microsoft Outlook refers to this as invalid MIME content.
That's right.
So the next time someone tries to say something to you, or this seems based on corrupted data or whatever, just shout, invalid MIME content, and walk away.
But you have to mime it.
It will change your outlook on life.
Okay.
Oh man.
Can someone give one of the mods give Imp link posting stuff? He was trying to link to your book. So
Imp is great. Imp is a very hearty supporter of my work, and he's lovely in that respect. Anyway, that's all my shiz, I believe.
For me,
not interesting right now.
I'm TrainerJodie everywhere. I'm on YouTube. I actually have a series where I talk about kind of the mechanics and design behind D&D class, D&D 5th edition classes in an attempt to help people be able to play them better and have more fun with them. So that's one of the series I do. I talk about random topics that I find interesting as well. And I put my D&D games on there. I have 2 custom D&D games that I run on alternating Wednesdays on twitch.tv/TrainerJodie. So if you want to see me running more games and doing more really interesting things, please head over to my Twitch channel, follow me, subscribe if you can. All that stuff helps a ton. And I announced a couple weeks ago I have a Patreon. It's a little bit bland right now. I'm going to be making some changes to my Patreon, and depending on my health and how my schoolwork and everything is going, part of those changes may involve opening up new games and new opportunities for people to play in games that I run. So it's all in development right now, and a lot of it has to wait until I finish my bachelor's degree. Yeah, so lots of stuff is happening over on my stuff, and I'm doing cool stuff. I also, if you go to the DMs Guild, I have a platinum best-selling class that I created for 5th edition, so you can pick that up there for free or pay for it.
I use that class in my home game too. It's cool.
I use it as well. It's quite fun.
It's awesome. It's called the Dragon Knight. You get to be a dragon. It's not broken, Don. It's awesome.
Don's my DM.
Elias is so OP in our monthly game.
I'm not that great in mine, so it's not. It's just Elias happens to be good at that one.
No, I
nothing else.
Not. I got nothing but 5-star reviews until this one dude. When I first published it 2.5 years ago, this one dude goes, "I can't see how that's remotely balanced," and just talks about nonsense.
And that was Don. That was Don's review.
I don't know if you read the class, but this is how it's balanced, and these abilities are shown in. And I went through everything, and the guy just got pissed. He's like, "I'm not changing my review. It's unbalanced." I'm like, "Well, I think at that point I had 3,000 sales, so I'm like, well, I think 3,000 people would disagree with you." But sure, whatever. So yeah,
I actually don't think it's OP, and I think it's actually a really cool class. It's fun to see somebody play it.
They haven't even seen all the cool stuff I can do.
I've accidentally almost killed Elias several times. So.
Oh, I've nearly died so many times.
Anyway, just to toot my own horn, the class is called the Dragon Knight class, so feel free to check it out if you want. Otherwise, again, that is all for me today. Thank you so much for tuning in. Do we have Cody's Zone tonight?
Yes, until you see otherwise.
Yes, until you see otherwise. So tune back in tonight for the Cody Zone, possibly, or tomorrow we have Running Blind with Amanda.
There's no Running Blind, but there is
no
Snake
Running
Run.
Blind next week or tomorrow. But the other one
Snake
that I can
Run.
never remember.
Snake Run. Yeah.
Snake Run. So, and like I said, anytime you watch Zelda Universe stuff, you earn rupees. So watch the other stuff because it's entertaining and fun, and so you can earn rupees that you can spend during this show.
Like
for
on
Laughing Boy, we will be sending you a message with my email address, and you and I will get together to build the NPC that you were talking about. And I do know I have one other person that I still need to build an NPC with as well. I've been focusing on some mental health stuff and school. So that's why the NPCs, and they're not going to meet NPCs in the death dungeon they're in. So we will get you that information so that we can make this NPC a reality. So anyway, again, that's all for me today, and I will see you guys next time. All right. Bye-bye.